Takulandirani ku AMTV Malawi kuchimake kwa nkhani zenizeni. Ngati nkhani imeneyo kuno kulibe, dziwani kuti nkhani imeneyo ndi yabodza.
Sikuti ine Ndikakhalaphe Sikuti Ndine Chitsiru. Ndikakhalaphe Sikuti ndili ndi mantha. Mawu a Mulungu amanena kuti Yehova anayankhula kwa Israeli kuti the sin of the Amorite is not complete. Ndiye nthawi yonena kuti ine ndidzayankhula mudzandimva. Ndikunena.
And now the news in detail. First Lady Madam Professor Gertrude Mutarika has launched the Youth Dialogue on Sexual and Reproductive Health and Rights project in the Northern region with a call for collective action in addressing challenges affecting young people in the country. Speaking at the launch in Mzuzu, Madam Mutarika said the initiative under the Organization of African First Ladies for Development seeks to provide a platform where youths from different backgrounds can openly discuss issues surrounding sexual and reproductive health and rights. Details in this report by George Mkandawire.
Upon arrival, the First Lady toured pavilions mounted by young people and organizations offering sexual and reproductive health services, among others. Speaking at the launch, which is the first of its kind in the country, Professor Gertrude Mutarika observed that many adolescents are facing challenges such as peer pressure, unemployment, and lack of parental guidance, a situation she said has contributed to rising cases of teenage pregnancies, new HIV infections, and early marriages. The First Lady also encouraged young people to prioritize education and avoid early sexual activities, saying education remains a strong tool for securing a better future.
It is sad to learn that 3 out of 5 new HIV infections among adolescents occur in girls. Furthermore, our teenage pregnancy rate, as we have been told, has risen from 29% to 32%. This is not good for us. This is a wake-up call for us. We must scale up interventions that provide universal access to sexual and reproductive health and rights, as well as HIV services. Speaking out is the first step towards healing and policy change. Let me encourage you young people to continue speaking out. Speak out and let your voice be heard. To all young people gathered here and across the country, I speak to you as a mother. If you are at school, work hard, complete your education. Education is the only shield that will never fail you.
Earlier, Minister of Youth Alfred Gangata described the initiative by the First Lady as an important platform for young people to openly discuss challenges affecting their sexual and reproductive health.
Allow me to sincerely thank you, Your Excellency Professor Gertrude Mutarika, First Lady of the Republic of Malawi, for your strong and consistent commitment to the well-being of adolescents and youth in our country.
A youth representative, Yasin Salim, said much as the country is doing well on sexual reproductive health services, there is more to be done on the matter.
The first challenge is lack of access to information. Many youth have not get that information about sexual and reproductive health rights. So about that, they go with their peers and they tend to deceive each other about the information which is not true on the ground.
Among those who graced the occasion were Madam Tadara Chihana, spouse to the second Vice President, Deputy Minister of Gender, Martha Mzomera Ngwira, and other senior government officials. About 300 young people participated at the event with different performances from music to poetry, among others. George Mkandawire, MBC, Mzuzu.
Deputy Minister of Agriculture, Irrigation and Water Development, Toko Tembo, has advised farmers in the country to use certified hybrid seed for increased productivity. He made the remarks at Kampata in Lilongwe during the SIDCO 2026 National Field Day. Details in this report by Main Tomodzi.
Deputy Minister of Agriculture, Irrigation and Rural Development, Togotembo, said a lasting solution to unpredictable rainfall patterns that affect agricultural production is using certified hybrid seed. Tembo says this is why government has welcomed the introduction of new seed varieties by SIDCO Malawi.
Most of the time, almost every year, we have been hit with droughts and so many weather challenges that the local seeds cannot meet these particular challenges. So that is why today, after seeing what SIDCO is doing, we're encouraging farmers to use hybrid seeds so that they can withstand these type of pressures. And also we've seen how the SIDCO seed or the hybrid seed is so much better than the other seeds in terms of how much they can get out of an acre.
Meanwhile, Managing Director for SIDCO Malawi, Boyd Luwe, says the company has unveiled two new seed varieties, SC449 and SC657, alongside a mobile payment initiative dubbed Mbeu Pafoni, which allows farmers to buy seed in installments.
This is SC449, the placard of which is behind us. This is Kanyani. We already have we used to have 403. There were complaints about open tip with 403. We've come up with this new variety, which is 449, where the tip doesn't open and therefore the cob doesn't rot. We have also launching SC657, which is a medium maturity range. As you know, Malawi is dominated with the maturity range varieties. SC657 is to make sure that more of our farmers have got this variety.
The 2026 SIDCO National Field Day was held under the theme Innovative Seed Solutions for a Productive Malawi. Maim Tumodzi, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The Public Accounts Committee says it will engage the Ministry of Finance to help recover about 1.6 billion kwacha government owes Malawi Housing Corporation. This follows a revelation that various government entities are owing Malawi Housing Corporation about 1.6 billion kwacha in unpaid rentals, a development which is crippling the operations of the corporation. Temba Mwale reports.
According to PAC chairperson Steve Baba Malondela, his committee will engage the Treasury so that they facilitate the recovery of the debt as soon as possible.
Malawi Housing Corporation recently has not been posting profits, and we wanted to have an interface to understand what is happening. And we've noted that they haven't utilized the commercial interest, and we're just having an interface to understand who are still owing the institution. And some of the institutions, you're looking at government institutions like the MTF, you're looking at prison, you're looking at the police. So currently we're looking at ways on how we can ensure that that money of 1.5 billion is recovered. So we'll be engaging the Secretary of Treasury, President Cabinet, as well as all the relevant officials to ensure that that amount is paid, to ensure that there's a proper liquidation here and their operations are not affected.
While acknowledging that MHC has been performing poorly financially, Chief Executive Officer for the corporation, Bob Chinkango, says MHC still has the potential to become a profitable entity.
Malawi Housing Corporation is a sleeping giant. The story that is told out there is that we're struggling, but we are not struggling. We're just strangled, as just others said. Malawi Housing Corporation has the capacity, has the potential to grow, but being a government institution, being a public institution, what we need is now the political will to let us grow. We should be set free to say, now you can do other avenues to generate income. Tell us what to do, we'll do it. Give us what to do, we'll do it. We're not here to ask for money from government. We're not here to ask for any subventions. What we are trying to say is that government, because we're their child, they should facilitate for us to get works. Once we get the works, we'll earn whatever we need.
Malawi Housing Corporation's liabilities are pegged at 8 billion kwacha. Over the past 5 years, the entity has made losses in excess of 6.5 billion kwacha. Temba Mwale, MPC News, Blantyre.
Deputy Minister of Education, Science and Technology, Francis Fole, says government is working on building strong partnerships to promote priority technological areas that align with the Malawi 2063 agenda. Foley made the remarks in Lilongwe during the Malawi Technology Needs Assessment meeting. The assessment has identified agriculture, mining, ICT and energy as key sectoral areas with significant impact on national development. The Deputy Minister said the assessment is critical as it will help the country develop solutions that are in line with its development goals. The report has been conducted by the United Nations Technology Bank for less developed countries in partnership with the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. Foley explains.
Technology and innovation play a very critical role for sustainable development. They play a very critical role for structural transformation. And now, translating this whole vision, translating this ambition into concrete results, Malawi as a nation needs to find better ways of clearly identifying its priority technologies, build capacity of its citizens, as well as building effective partnerships. Now, because of that, this is why it is very important that Malawi today, together with our friends, together with our partners from the United Nations Technology Bank, have launched this Technology Needs Assessment Report. This report will help Malawi as a nation to clearly define its priority technologies that will help Malawi as a nation find appropriate solutions, find actionable solutions that are aligned with Malawi's development goals.
Minister of Defense Feston Kaupa has called on government ministries and agencies to embrace digital technology to improve efficiency and effective use of resources. Kaupa made the remarks in Lilongwe during the launch of the Malawi Bureau of Standards Management Information System, which seeks to digitize the Bureau's operations. Madalisa Mhango reports.
As part of driving the digital transformation agenda to improve public service delivery, the Malawi Bureau of Standards, MBS, has launched a management information system to digitize its operations. Speaking during the launch, Minister of Defense Feston Kaupa described the digitalization of the Bureau as a milestone for the country's economy, saying it will create a conducive business environment, attract investors, and create jobs for Malawians. Kaupa said the system will help MBS to detect substandard products, a development that will protect consumers' health and safety.
Digitalization of MBS operations is creating a conducive business environment which will attract investors, promote businesses. End result is job creation. And we need to create a lot of jobs for our youth, for our women, and even for our men, to develop this economy. So this economy can only be developed by ourselves as Malawians, by our own institutions. And one such institution is the Malawi Bureau of Standards, which is a regulatory institution for businesses in Malawi.
MBS Director General Simon Mandala said the system will allow the business community to access information, apply for certification, and access other services online without visiting the Bureau's offices. He added that the MIS will also help curb corruption by reducing physical human interaction, thereby promoting transparency and accountability in the Bureau's processes.
The significant part of the delays was due to the manual processing of results. You could have results from the lab, and maybe we have 500 or maybe 100 results for 100 samples, and they're on the table. Someone has to process all that, manually. That will take time. So what we are saying now, this system addresses all the systems are interconnected, are connected to the lab. The results are out, they're already in the system.
MBS Management Information System has been developed with financial support from the World Bank through the Southern Africa Trade and Connectivity Project. Madalito Muhango, MBC News, Lilongwe.
You are watching the lunch edition of MBC News. A reminder of our top story. Welcome back. Today, May 17, is World Hypertension Day. The day was set aside to create global awareness about the dangers of high blood pressure and promoting the importance of regular monitoring and healthy lifestyle choices. The day is being commemorated under the theme Controlling Hypertension Together. The theme emphasizes the importance of collective responsibility in preventing, detecting and controlling, managing high blood pressure. According to the Ministry of Health, hypertension is the leading cause of death worldwide, claiming more lives than all infectious diseases combined. Worldwide, 1.28 billion adults aged 30 to 79 live with hypertension, while in Malawi, approximately 33% of adults suffer from hypertension, most of whom remain undiagnosed and not adhere to treatment. The ministry is therefore urging Malawians to have their blood pressure regularly checked. Meanwhile, as hypertension cases continue to rise and claim more lives each day, authorities say there are still cases of patients being diagnosed at a late stage, while others continue to live with the condition without routine medical checkups. There is also a problem of lack of proper adherence to treatment. Our reporter, Lonjezo Msodoka, has been speaking to health authorities and paints a picture of the current situation.
World Health Organization WHO describes hypertension as a silent killer affecting a lot of people and a leading cause of premature death worldwide, with increasing risk of damaging the heart, brain and kidneys or causing stroke. According to a study done by the organization in 2024, an estimated 1.4 billion adults aged 30 to 79 had hypertension. In Malawi, the disease is a growing public health crisis, affecting a lot of people and killing more each year. Statistics from Mzuzu Central Hospital, KCH, show that 30 to 40% of patients in the hospital wards have hypertension. Senior medical officer at the facility, Dr. Peter Jerry, says on a daily basis the facility treats roughly 40 hypertension patients, while other 50 booked patients are also treated every Wednesday as part of weekly clinic routine. According to Jerry, the hospital registers 15 to 30 deaths per week related to hypertension. He has since emphasized the need for people to undergo regular medical checkups to help detect and manage the condition early.
In terms of men and women, we have different perspectives. Women tend to come to the hospital at an earlier stage as compared to men. Men, we are reluctant to go to hospital. The time that we have chosen to visit the hospital, it means that the problem has really hit us. And most of these people, when they come with complications.
At Baila District Hospital in Lilongwe, the facility registers over 10 patients on a daily basis, with some patients aged 20 years below. Non-communicable disease coordinator for Lilongwe District Health Office, Isaac Kumwenda, says there is need for effective collaboration in raising awareness about the dangers of hypertension and the importance of regular checkups.
We need concerted effort, which means everyone should take part, not just for the hospital, but everyone, even the community, should take initiative to make an effort so that everyone can be checked PP. Because as of now, even those people who have less than 20 years old, they can also have hypertension. We are registering some of the patients of that age.
Meanwhile, health rights activist Mazuko Mademba has urged people in the country to pay close attention to their lifestyle, saying some hypertension cases are linked to poor diet and unhealthy living habits such as alcohol consumption and lack of physical exercise.
Integration is the way to go. As you know, even globally, even Malawi is also pushing for integration. That we should not be looking at one disease because maybe it's well financed or is well supported, but we have to look the whole life cycle of people, but also encouraging people to go for tests, different tests, HIV test, BP test, and all those sort of tests so that you can be able to know whether one has that condition or not, because people are moving with the hypertension.
As the world will be commemorating Hypertension Day on 17 May, the Ministry of Health and Sanitation says 33 out of 100 people in the country are suffering from hypertension. Acting Deputy Director of Non-Communicable Diseases in the ministry, Hastings Chiumia, told NBC that government has put up measures to fight the disease, including integration of services in the management of medical conditions, decentralizing non-communicable diseases, and mental health conditions.
We have actually managed to integrate NCDs into primary health care so that our clients, in the event that he or she comes from a long distance out there in the community where by more than 85% of Malawians live, they should actually be able to be managed right out there in their community. In this regard, what we have actually done as a ministry is that we have managed to train service providers such as clinicians and nurses in the proper management of non-communicable diseases such as hypertension.
The growing number of people suffering from hypertension, along with the rising deaths linked to the condition each day, highlight the seriousness of the disease, not only in Malawi but across the world. Health experts say there is therefore need to intensify efforts of promoting regular health screenings, encouraging healthier lifestyles, and strengthening adherence to medical advice if the country is to fight hypertension and its complications. Longezon Sodoka, MBC News, Lilongwe.
The use of drones in inspecting cane plantations is contributing to lowering cases of theft for sugar producers, Ilovo Sugar Malawi. The firm's Director of Legal and Corporate Affairs, Maureen Kachingwe, told MBC amid rising cases of cane theft at the Nchalo plantations. Kachingwe said in advancing technology use in their operations, they are now using the flying gadgets to enhance security as well as maximize production in their agro operations.
We are using it quite a lot and mostly is to gain efficiencies in our operations. I think one area where we've seen a big impact, or maybe two areas, one is the theft that we're experiencing in Chalo, theft of sugarcane in the fields. So we're using drone technology in order to track and follow the people that are stealing from us. And we've seen that since we started using drone technology, it's got some impact, some effect, in the sense that those that are stealing are now beginning to avoid the fields because they know that they are being captured, and we are able to identify them. And there have been instances where by the use of technology, we've been able to work with the police in order to apprehend those that that have been captured. But also just as a deterrent, because if you think that somebody is watching you for everything, that because we get footage of everything, and then when we download the footage, we're able to see end to end what they've been doing, and we can use that either in court or even to work with the police. The second big use of the technology in Ilovo is in the agriculture field. So applying fertilizer, we just use the drone and just fly over the fields and apply. So it saves time, it saves labor, but it also is more precise than manual. So those are the areas that we use.
Old Mutual Malawi says it is impressed with the impact of the Malawi National Spelling Bee, which is nurturing discipline, confidence, critical thinking and communication skills among young people, qualities considered essential for building a thriving future. The company's group strategy, digital and data executive, Lorraine Mlenga, made the remarks during a 15 million kwacha donation to the National Spelling Bee team, meant to support the team's activities in the central and northern region. Mlenga explains.
We are very interested in this partnership. As Old Mutual, we look at the future of Malawi as lying in the hands of the younger generation. We have therefore set up an initiative that we are calling Future Problem Solvers. Under this initiative, we are already sponsoring the Mathematics Olympiad that has been running for a number of years, and we've seen the success of the initiative in developing leaders that are able to think critically and strategically. As an example, two of our own executives at Old Mutual went through the Mathematics Olympiad. Ms. Edith Gia, who was our former CEO and is now representing Malawi and Old Mutual on a regional platform at Old Mutual in South Africa, and also Mr. Mark Mikwamba, who is our MD for our life business. So looking at the experience that we've had with the Mathematics Olympiad, we wanted to expand the reach. Not everybody is a mathematician, so we wanted to expand the reach and tap into other areas. The National Spelling Bee provided us with such a platform. It encourages young learners to build confidence, to build courage, and to build fast and critical thinking skills, which we feel are skills that we need in our future leaders to be able to position Malawi strategically on the regional and global.
Director of Operations and Special Events at Malawi National Spelling Bee, Andrew Chiko, said the Ministry of Education has commended Old Mutual for their continued intervention in the education sector through the competition.
The message is very simple, straightforward. One, it is encouraging the Malawi National Spelling Bee. It is wishing us well, and it is even encouraging us to continue the work that we are doing in helping the government to promote literacy in the country. It has got a background whereby they noticed that when we went to Zimbabwe, we brought a bronze medal. That was from African Spelling Bee. It means we lifted Malawi higher. And that one, of course, is a pride to each and every Malawian. We had a shortfall, a big shortfall to finish, to the extent that we postponed 3 times to go to other districts, more especially the Central Region and the whole of Northern Region. But as soon as we got this sponsorship, we managed to cover all those districts. As I'm talking, the team is in Mzimba, concluding the district level. And this weekend we'll be in the Lilongwe BICC, where we are going to have the regional levels, Central Region, and the other weekend we'll be in Mzuzu for the Northern Region regional finals. And the other weekend, that will be on 30th May, we'll be having the national finals.
The Malawi Broadcasting Corporation on Saturday joined Mzuzu City Council in a sweeping and cleanup exercise in compliance with the Presidential Directive on Sanitation and Environmental Cleanliness. The exercise, which brought together MBC staff and council officers, was aimed at improving environmental hygiene, promoting public health, and enhancing the general outlook of the city. Details in this report.
Speaking during the cleanup exercise in Mzuzu City, MBC Regional Controller for the Northern Region, Chimbizi Msimuko, said they welcome the Presidential Directive on maintaining clean and healthy cities. Mzuzu City Mayor Chimbizi Moses said the exercise will not end here, but will be conducted every 2 weeks to keep the city clean and green.
Executive order from the President, we are following what the President needs. So that's why today we are launching a cleanup campaign that we are going to clean our cities each and every fortnight.
Meanwhile, Director of Health and Environmental Services for Mzuzu City Council, Mavuto Lupai, said the council will educate residents to adopt a culture of cleanliness.
So sensitization will be going on now and then so that people get to understand. And also we have local leaders have also been sensitized, and we shall continue to sensitize them so that they also organize their cleanups in their various areas. In the markets, in the depot, in the wards, people must clean. So by end of the day, each one must understand why we are doing this.
The event was supported by various institutions, including MBC, ESCOM, MTL, and many others.
Well, that item concludes this edition of MBC News. A reminder of our headlines before we leave.
Osaiwala kupanga subscribe ku channel ya AMTV Malawi.